You wouldn't get road sweepers to come in and present radio shows, would you? Or maybe you would.
Was Andy Harper a road sweeper at one stage? Didn't he do road sweeping?
He was a teacher. He was a teacher.
No, I think he was I think Harper was a. Yeah, I'm fairly certain he was a road. He did the roads and a bit of prunage. Yeah, he liked shaping bushes. From what I heard, he was quite into that. Yeah. He
was very hands-on with privet, wasn't he, Andy Harper?
Oh, he loved a privet. You know, if the Harper couldn't get enough of the privet. So, I mean, so I got the job yesterday at the Grafton Centre. It was very good. And
brilliant.
So I'm
no more herpes for you.
No, well, that's what I said. Can I have anything else? She said, well, what would you like? I said, well, a wee bit of Viagra and maybe something to contain my chlamydia. But
well, you want to get some trellis? I've got trellis for mine just above the front door.
Oh, yeah,
and if springtime, it flowers beautifully.
Mine's is weird because it's supposed to, if you look at the books, it's only supposed to come up once or twice a year, but mine's with me the whole year. And it's always flowering. Seriously, it's always flowering. I thought,
constantly in bloom.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome everybody to the TBS podcast. Which will be, you'll get the video as well with Stainton. I'll put that out on a Saturday. But here we are then. And now today, Paul, a brand new competition called Call My Buff. Right, Call My Buff.
Call My Buff.
Yeah.
Did you started with the title and worked backwards on that, didn't you? Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah. That's what I used
to
do with the
next week.
The radio. Take a song title, work back. Yeah, go on.
Next week, we'll play Cockbusters. So by the same format.
What's the theme tune to Cockbusters? Oh yeah, so famous cocks. We have to. Oh yes, I'm for some of that. I've seen Last Tango in Paris. I could tell you. Anyway, that's brilliant.
I've met a few cocks in my life as well, to be honest.
So I've heard. I've got. I'm just going to let you decide what I talk about today. I've got some items, and I'm going to do my occasional pitch to Paul. I'm going to pitch to Paul and see what you want me to talk about, and see if you've got any thoughts on it. So I've got 5 things lined up here. You decide.
Okay.
But I'll let you go first today, because what are you doing?
I'm just having a look round because the government's lost something, hasn't it?
What has it lost? What's it? Oh, you're right. Sorry.
It's lost that bloke with the COVID Brazilian variant. So I'm just checking. Not under the table. And there's no truth, by the way, that the COVID Brazilian variant was delivered by Amazon. That's not true.
Because you'd get it behind the gate, wouldn't you?
Or in next door's backyard, ravaged by a dog.
You'd have to go and pick it up next door. Yeah, this is an interesting one, isn't it? Because he didn't fill a form in. There's a form he should have filled in. Bless him. I've done that, but it's, he should have filled. Maybe he was Brazilian. Maybe he didn't know he had to fill the form in. That's the issue.
Well, yeah, and maybe they don't have forms in Brazil. Maybe that's it. Or maybe you get a better system. Maybe we need to launch a track and trace system. To find the £22 billion track and trace system we appear to have lost. So let's spend some more money and track and trace the track and trace system, so this never happens again. No,
that is a work of genius, my friend. You're on it already. That's great. Forward thinking. That's forward thinking. Now I'm going to price it up for you. Yeah. All right, I can. What can you do it for? The track and trace for the track and trace. What will you do? What's your price?
Well, the last one cost 22 billion. So if I do it for 21.5.
Oh, all right then, because you're my mate, you're my pal, and I've known you for a while.
You drinking my pub, don't you? Drinking my pub down the road. So,
and you got my driveway done.
Now listen, hey, what's going on in Scotland? Because little Jimmy Cranky's had a tough week, hasn't she?
Oh, leave her alone. Leave her alone. Hey? She's had a tough time. She's in front of the committee. Yeah, the committee up in Scotland. It was like Salem. It was like Salem witch hunts, wasn't it?
And Alex Salmon at the back just turning the wheel, turning the wheel.
It's the machinations. But I've got to say, if you're the leader and your husband's the chairman or the boss of the SNP. It's not wise to have the two together. You know what I mean? It'd be very hard to justify saying, well, I never spoke to him about it. No, didn't tell. No, we had our tea. we watched a bit of the chase, but no, we didn't talk about that at all. No, Alex. I know Alex, but you know, he was
and
a
let's
friend.
be fair. Let's be fair. Her husband's not going to tell her off, is he? I mean,
No.
he's not going to go there because she, you know, I mean, he may think there's a bonus side to it that she won't talk to him for a week. Maybe he might tell her off on that basis.
You leave her alone. By the way, you know, the Tories up there going, oh, you're misleading all this. What about Mandy Handycock? You know, acting unlawfully, and he's still on the gig. He just denied it. He just denied it. That's all he did.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't think you can keep having a go at Matt Handycock, can you?
Yes. Yeah, I think
yeah, that's right. You can actually, yeah, because he's done lots of things wrong. Yeah, that's good.
Right. Here's your first one. Then, what would you like to talk about? You decide. I'm pitching to Paul. Lorraine Kelly offers to strip off. Scott's driver left with a £200 dent on his car. Cream egg flavored lager, or whale vomit.
I'm gonna go straight in with What's Her Chops, the GMTV presenter woman. What's
Lorraine
her name?
Kelly.
That's her.
Oh, I like Lorraine. She bought me a cream cake once at Talk Radio. Very nice.
Did she really?
Yeah, she loved it. And she is
fascinating.
Yeah, thank you. Lorraine, has anybody famous bought you anything ever?
Carl Lewis got me a bottle of water once. You know, the famous American Olympian. This was in Sydney. I don't even mention I went to Sydney to the Olympics. Yeah, we were doing an interview, and he reached down to a group of bottles of water and purloined one and gave it to me. So Carl Lewis purloined water for me.
Purloined water. No, I'm going to write that one down. Anyway, Lorraine Kelly offers to strip off and pose naked for new TV show. Yes. I've got a wee bit of a thing for Lorraine, to be fair. The 61-year-old offered to pose for a new life drawing class on Channel 4. What? That was a weird laugh.
Carry on. I've just got a mental image.
Yeah. She's off to Bear and strip off, pose naked for this new, saying it'd be great fun. She says she's got enthusiasm for going nude in the name of art. She's got history. She stripped off in her job as a reporter for a women's column. She wants to do it all again for. I'm furious. I hope she does. Yeah. But why haven't you been offered these gigs? You're a hunk of a man. I think we've said this before. Why can't you be put up to do some? You'd like to do some of that, wouldn't you?
Well, I personally think there's an age limit on this sort of nakedness. I think it's about 25. I think once you're above the age of 25, things don't look like they did. So I think there should be an age limit on nakedness, and in fact, it should be punishable by death.
What if you get them out? If you get the junk out?
Well, I think there should be a sliding scale. You know, a bit like.
I think there's a slide involved. Yeah, I think there's. Yeah. There's a slide. Anyway, go on.
Dishy Rishi has his sliding tax scales, doesn't he? And I think it should be a similar thing for punishments for nakedness and age. So at 25, perhaps you just get a little tap on the wrist for being naked. At 30, you get your collar felt. And when you get to 40, that's the absolute cutoff where you get slammed away. Yeah.
Slammed. Nice. So you right. So that'd be a talking point. Who would you like to see naked? I'm just thinking we could do some phones and that.
Yeah, that'd be a nice radio phone in. Yeah. Who would you like to see naked?
Have you ever seen somebody famous naked? That would be.
I once stood next to, because I used to be a DJ in a nightclub. I don't know if I told you.
Did you? What, Fat Betty's?
No, this was Madison nightclub in Nottingham in the late 80s. And I once stood next to the very famous footballer Stuart Pearce, who played for Nottingham Forest at the time. And I stood next to him in the urinal. So I could say I've seen somebody famous semi-naked.
Well,
let me clarify. It was semi.
Aye, it was a semi. Okay.
No, it's semi-naked.
All right, just yeah. Well, you said that when I went to one of my awards, thingies I went to when I was I stood next to a urinal with Ricky Gervais, and Terry Wogan was 3 urinals up from me on the left hand side, but they talked to each other. They talked round me. All right, Terry.
You
Oh,
were
Ricky,
like-
my boy. Ricky.
You were like
Yes.
you were like the porcelain bit. You just existed.
I just didn't exist. I was like that wee bit of stuff that's at the bottom, that's to clean it, whatever those little tablets. I was the tablet between the two.
But the urinal is a great leveler of men, isn't it? Because you've got to acknowledge each other in there at some point. You can't just stand there. I don't care who you are, the biggest star in the world. When you walk into the urinal, we're all on a level playing field, aren't we?
Well, yes and no, because I always go to the kids' urinal, the one that's lower
it
down.
lifts you up.
Yeah, but no, that lower one's great because it's great. The only thing is you get splashed. That's all I'm saying. We talked about that last week.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to climb in and have a full bath.
Well, I'm a big believer in hygiene down there, and if they don't have a bidet, they have a barber. They have a barber bidet, and I just when they get the flush going, you just got to break the light thingy, and it goes. Right, so okay, that's fine. I'll put that one down.
Yeah, let's do that one. And talking about dishy people you might want to see naked. What about Dishy Rishi? He's always got some lovely videos, hasn't he?
Yes,
he's got his own logo. Ooh.
Has he got his own logo? I didn't see that.
He's got all these videos like public information films, a bit like George Orwell, 1984, but no, because he's Dishy Rishi.
Ooh, I love his hair. I do love his hair. There's no. Starmer was looking at him yesterday. Starmer's hair's quite nice.
You think Starmer fancies Rishi?
No, I don't think so. I think there's hair envy. I think there's a bit of hair envy there. But
I have a problem with Rishi's hair though, because he's got a sort of side parting going on, and it starts quite low, and then it combs over. And I wonder whether he's got a flap going on, and he's got an half a scargle. I think it may be in the wind.
I love the day of the political flaps. I like that as well. I'll write that one down. Political.
Well, I think Rishi, you're looking at these videos, and he's starting quite a few of these public information.
He makes himself.
on his iPhone, and he doesn't spend thousands of pounds of taxpayers' money on them at all.
No. It's just an amateur thing, yeah.
But I've got a thought, because Daniel Craig's packing up.
No.
Rishi. Can you imagine?
Yes.
The name's Sunak. Rishi Sunak.
Even
licensed to kill small limited companies and freelancers through lack of help.
Satire.
Hey,
boom.
Thank you very much.
I do that, but he has got that look about him, hasn't he? He looks like he looks straight to the camera. He looks friendly, but he's a killer. He's a killer assassin. He can get into your bank accounts.
Yeah, he certainly killed some limited companies in the last year. But I sent him, I was a bit disappointed with his budget, because I sent him some ideas, because he's a big black hole and he needs to raise billions and billions and billions. And I sent him some tax ideas, and he completely ignored them, which, was, my first one was that he should, have a tax on the word,
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are using that now, and they're using it out of context, and I don't like it, farting about with the English language like that, stop it, kids. So if he taxed the word, that would have brought in a few pounds. And I put it on Facebook, and I had lots of other people suggesting stuff. So Myson Webster says £1 fine every time somebody starts a sentence with so.
Oh, that gets me. Oh.
Yeah. Or I'm not being funny, but to be honest, to be fair, tax them. Or the word basically. Richard Spenlove was even got in on that. He said tax the word basically. And I thought of one yesterday, because I pulled in at the garage and I saw this vision next to me come out of the car next to me. I would tax people who are going out in dressing gowns and pajamas after 12 midday. I saw one at the cash till yesterday. She was a vision. Oh, yeah.
Well, I think
tax them.
I think you've been rather unkind. You're so yesterday, man. Pajamas at school. It's today. That's the future. All right. Don't dress up. We don't have to dress up anymore. She probably just have finished playing Call of Duty, and then just get some snacks for the next round. So leave them alone. Please leave them alone. What were you dressed up, and you still wearing your flares? And
I was dressed appropriately. Tidy. tidy mind, tidy person. That's the way it works for me. Slobbing about in your dressing gown and your big slippers with, animals on the front of them. 1 o'clock in the afternoon. No,
you're very judgmental today. Very much.
Tax
Hey,
it.
listen, how do you fancy some cream egg flavored lager? You know, Cadbury's cream egg.
Yeah, I know them. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you got them in Stanford? The thing there up north?
Well, we don't like to lower ourselves with the Cadbury's cream egg. I do have an issue with the Cadbury's cream egg because over the years they've changed the chocolate, haven't they? So it's really sickly now.
They changed it years ago. Come on.
Don't eat them anymore.
What about some flavored lager, a cream egg flavored lager? A Goose Island Brewery, I love a goose, says that beer contains flavors that resemble the humble Easter treat, and it's even got the colors of the wrapping on it, and it's teamed up with them it's the ultimate alcoholic Easter treat. Oh, imagine being sick after that. You get the great aftertaste of cream egg and lager together. Oh, joy. It's concocted up a limited edition of this stuff, and it tastes exactly like the popular gooey treat. What is your feeling, Paul, in your elevated status? I think you're elevated, or you're certainly inflated.
Well, compared to you.
Yeah. What is your feeling about messing with things like lager and sweets? There's a lot of that seems to be the trend of these microbreweries. Take one thing over here and then combine it with the lager over there, and you end up, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, Ronnie, I'm completely against the bastardization of foodstuffs. I'm completely against the bastardization of things like that. And there's no more bastardization of it, in my view. And I don't think the bastardization of it should take place ever again. So no more bastardization.
Now, can I put you down as a yes or a no on that?
That's a no. Why would you muck about with stuff? Beer's beer. I don't mind a bit of fruitiness in the beer, but chocolate, give over. Stop it. Stop it.
I don't know. I'm the same. Mind you, when they started doing caramel, you remember they did, what's the name of that stuff? The savory and something, ice cream. It was caramel and salted caramel. Oh, I thought, no, that's ridiculous, because I'm from Scotland. We don't mess with it. It's a straight meats and tatties thing. But then I tasted it, Paul. It's beautiful. I fell in love with salted caramel.
But you're not intrinsically changing the taste of the chocolate. You're not trying to drive a turkey in it, are you? You're just putting a little sprinkle of salt on there. Now, if you went to the shop and your Twix.
Wait a minute. I know you want to get a punchline, but what the hell? Driving a turkey?
Well, you get my point.
No, I don't. That's surprising. Why am I talking? Why did you say driving a turkey?
Because their bastardization of foodstuffs has got to stop.
Your wife's not in today, is she? She's not in the house.
Is. She's going to be saying to me later, you kept saying bastard. I say, no, I didn't. I said bastardization. It's a completely it's like a bastard file. You can get away with it as many times as you like. But no, so a little bit of salt on chocolate, fine. Yes. It's adding to the flavor. But if you're trying to force a turkey into a Twix, that's not going to work. Or a cream egg into a beer. It's the same thing. Stop it.
So you clearly wouldn't like a deep fried Mars bar then?
Well, again, I don't mind that. I wouldn't prefer it, but it's only slightly affecting the taste. It's not changing, it's not changing the makeup of it. Turkey Twix, it's just not a thing, is it? So don't do it.
It's not a thing. And I don't think it...
It'll be next. It'll be next.
All right. You carry on then. God's sake.
And talking of things I'm not happy about this week, Mr. Potato Head. You know that weird toy.
Yes, it always falls apart, doesn't it? Yeah.
You can pull his head off and pull his ears out and pull his nose off. I was never very comfortable with that as a thing that kids could do, teaching them bad habits. Poor old granddad. Pull his. Yes. No, I'm not. Anyway, they're going to stop calling it Mr. Potato Head. It's having a gender-neutral makeover. So Mr. Potato Head is becoming Potato Head. Just getting rid of the Mr., which is all part of this woke stuff, isn't it? The reimagination of society and, to conforming to leftist standards.
Right. Okay. Well, I suppose that would probably be nice on the box, conforming to leftist standards. A great game for all the kids.
But I do worry that, you know, where this is going to leave in other, you know, games and people. Mrs. Mop, you know, what happens with her? Mr. Ben, you know, pop band Mr. Are they going to have to be Mrs. from now on? You know, where does it leave all these gender-based things?
Well, I'm very wokey now. I'm very wokey. Yeah, I'm very wokey. Because I believe in all these things. Yeah, right on. You know, it's been too long. Subjugation of the sexes. So get wokey and get out there and challenge anybody. Just forget about sex stuff or sex. Oh, I've forgotten about sex. No, I haven't. But, you know, just forget about, stop labeling people. That's what I'm saying.
Are you saying that we should drive to places like Manchester and just scribble out the first three letters?
Exactly.
Call it Womanchester. Is that what we're saying here?
That's going the other way then. No, I think you just go Chester.
And what about Mansfield? You're going to call it Sfield?
Sfield would be nice. I'd like to go Sfield. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
The only one that was breaking new ground into that was Bobby Gentry. Remember, she was a great singer, and she decided, Bobby and then Gentry. She took it on.
If you can't beat them, join them. Get a man's name. Exactly.
She was wokey before everybody else was wokey. But
I tell you, going back to the Mr. Potato Head thing, I mean, that reminded me, actually, it brought back some really tough childhood memories for me, because I never trusted that toy. It's a weird toy, you know, you could pull its bits and bobs off. And it immediately took me back to the days of when we had a Slinky. Do you remember the Slinky?
Yes.
That thing that used to come down the stairs slowly, didn't it?
They're still around. They're still, oh yeah. You could get massive ones. A great idea, that. I like Slinky.
Yeah, they were pre-compressed helical spring toys, weren't they? If memory serves.
What?
Yeah.
Is that your engineering background? Oh, that's your engineering background.
Yeah, pre-compressed helical spring toy. Alan will know what I'm talking about there.
Yeah,
the fella from Huntingdon. Yeah. But, you know, supposedly the Slinky was invented by a bloke called Richard James in the early 40s. But what worried me about it was it didn't do much. It just went down steps, but it moved on its own. And you know, that worried me. It was like it was from another world. And 1940s, I wondered whether they found it at Roswell with that ship. Do you know what I mean?
You were in the 1940s. You were putting your Slinky down the stairs.
No, I wasn't. But that's when it was invented.
Right,
but it just, I used to look at it coming downstairs, think that's moving on its own. How does that work? You know, and it's the same with Etch-a-Sketch. I never trusted Etch-a-Sketch. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Why? Who was in that machine making all the drawings and writing all the names? What was going on there? Really crazy.
I don't think. What about that one with the magnets? Were you any good with the magnets? You shake, you know, the things.
Again, you know, worried me. I mean, the Etch-a-Sketch. I once convinced my sister you could contact the dead with the Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah.
Great grandma just died, and my sister was only small, and so I told her, you know, if she was really good and went to bed and went to sleep, you know, I would use Etch-a-Sketch to contact great grandma. And I did.
How is your sister now, by the way?
She's fine. Not a problem. I've still not told her that I wrote it and just, you know, left it there overnight. I've still not told her that, but there you go.
Time now for a brand new game that's going to be stolen elsewhere called Call My Buff. Where I've drawn some people from behind, Paul, and you have to tell me who they are from the picture I've drawn. All right.
Ooh,
so I've done a kind of pen and ink thing, and so it's famous celebrities from behind, and I'll give you some. So here's number one, Paul. Can you tell me?
Wow. Yeah, this works well for the video, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. That's what I thought I'd do. So can you see? You got the hair, and can you see just where is it? Just there. Oh, hang on. There.
So,
not there.
That woman's got no hands.
No, it's a man. It's a man, but he's holding a little triangular-shaped bit of plastic here.
Is he?
It looks like a plectrum. So
how is he holding that with no fingers?
It's just the way it's been drawn. So who do you think it is? Look at the hair and the plectrum. Who do you think that is? Do you think?
Is it Steve Tyler from Aerosmith?
No. It's a British band. Yeah, and look at that really black curly hair and the plectrum. The little.
He's got quite a rotund bum as well, hasn't he? So
I think that's artistic license.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it Brian May? Brian May.
Yes, it is. It's Brian May. Boom. Nice one. All right, here's number two.
It was the bum that was putting me off.
Yeah, here's number two. A slightly larger gentleman. All right. Right. And can you notice in there, hang on.
He's had a good lockdown, hasn't he?
He's got a little pouch there for a flag. Look at that.
Flag.
Yeah, he's got a flag. So who
is it? Donald Trump?
No, it's not Donald Trump, but it could be. But it's maybe the British version of Donald Trump.
Is it Boris?
No, it's.
Is it Farage?
Yes. Look at the hair. The hair gave it away. Now, if that had been Boris, would have made it sort of thing. Right, last one, and this is a lady. This is a lady one.
This is a great game. I reckon this has got legs for TV.
I'm not drawing legs. That's the only thing I can do. Right, so this is a lady, right, and she's got a tattoo of 1 in the middle of her back. Who do you think that is? She's got.
Is it the Welsh woman off the One Show?
Go on.
What's her name? She gets everything wrong all the time. Alex. She was on. Oh, would I lie to you last night?
Jones. Yes. There we go. Alex Jones.
Oh God, the One Show. I was watching Would I Lie to You last night. She was on there, and she dropped the bomb that they actually rehearsed for the One Show. She's like, Jesus. What? Really?
Did they rip into her?
Yeah, they did massively. Lee Mack loves a rip into Alex Jones. He really does. Very funny man, Lee Mack, though. Now, listen, talking of telly.
Yes.
Big interview. Big interview's coming up on Monday, isn't it? On ITV.
Who'll that be then? Don't tell me it's Sunak again, is it? Is he doing
No. Meghan and Harry with Oprah Winfrey. Prime time special. It's going to be on 9 o'clock. ITV.
Finally, we'll hear the real truth and nothing but the truth.
£1 million ITV have paid for it. A 30-second advert slot on CBS. 200 grand. They're milking it. Mega money. But
Meghan money. It's Meghan money. Yeah, nice.
So we're going to hear all about the royal kerfuffles and the corgis and the Queen and how Meghan likes this and doesn't like that. It's all going to come out with Oprah, but it's not the only. It's not the only big interview with a celebrity royal couple, TV royalty.
It's a set.
Yeah.
Right, here we go.
There's another big interview coming, Ronnie, with the press this week. So just park your Harry and Meghan, in LA.
That's over there.
You'll never guess who the celebrity TV couple are. They are TV royalty who are going to be doing an interview this week. See if you can guess. Have a little guess. Celebrity TV royalty.
Is it the Kemp brothers, Martin and the other guy?
No,
not from the Spandy Berries.
Not the Kemps.
No. Is it the? Don't tell me.
What?
Richard and Judy. The final.
It is Richard and Judy.
Yes. Finally, we get to see the real Richard and Judy.
Yeah, remember them this morning, live from Manchester with Fred the Weatherman. Well, perhaps not mention that. But anyway, since TV fame evaporated for them a decade ago, Ronnie, they've retreated to their secluded chateau in the Loire Valley in France. I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't. No.
Yeah. Well, what they do is, on a Monday and a Wednesday, about 4 o'clock, they interview local dignitaries with pretend cameras, and the French all play along.
Nice.
Oh, the English, they are so funny. And they play along with Richard and Judy, because they live in a different world. Anyway, Richard as well, he's taken up yak breeding, has Richard, in his spare time. He's really hands-on with the yaks. He likes to get his hands in.
Yeah.
And he also crushes his own grapes and makes his own wine, because he's always loved the fermentation process, Ronnie. Richard. Yeah, always. And Judy, well, gosh, Yeah, she spends her time building miniature dolls' houses and cutting curd. She likes to cut the curd. I don't know if you.
I didn't know. Oh no! How do you cut the curd? Is that a thing?
Well, it's part of the cheese making process, Ronnie. Because Judy's big into the cheese making now.
Oh, is she really?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, she gets her hands in it, and
nice. Yeah.
And then somebody has to stop her eating it. Although lately, and this is the reason they're doing the interview, because they need a bit of bounce back here, because she's had some really bad. She's had some really bad luck of late, has Judy?
Has she really?
Yeah. In her cheese factory, she had a massive explosion. And it was her first batch, really, of cheese. It was going out to the supermarkets. This was the thing they were going to live off for the rest of their lives, cheese profits. And there was a massive, massive explosion in Judy's cheese factory.
No.
Yeah. I mean, don't worry. Nobody was hurt, Ronnie. Nobody at all. I mean, it was an absolute mess, though, the cheese factory. And as far as you could see, all that was left was debris.
Just taking some notes. I need to stop doing this.
So that's why they're doing this interview with Claudia Winkleman, to push their fledgling cheese business.
And talk about the real disaster, the cheese debris disaster.
The debris disaster. Yeah.
Well, I think we can all agree that was well worth it today. That's clearly how you were up early this morning. I saw you were whinging about radio or something like that, weren't you?
Yeah, it was pretty awful, really, what I was listening to. Some of it. I mean, then I went back to Absolute Radio, and Dave Berry was great, so that's fine.
So I've got one left to discuss with you. Do you want either the Scots driver left with £200 dent in his car after flying crow hits it, or a woman finds £15 lump of whale vomit?
I'll go for the whale vomit, because I've never seen whale vomit.
No, I've never seen. It's apparently it's going to be worth £185,000.
Is it?
Yeah, £15 lump of whale vomit this lady found it while walking along the beach in Thailand, and I think I don't know about you, I've never done that, but it's basically like a big boulder. But how she knew it was whale, I don't know. But I think it's a bit of a delicacy, the old whale vomit. Have you ever eaten any weird stuff like delicacies like whale vomit? Have you done that?
No. How would you know it's whale vomit unless you were sort of tracking the whale, watching it, and getting up close? And that's a bit dangerous, isn't it? I don't know how you'd know it.
This woman, the only thing that gave it away that wasn't a rock is it smelt like fish.
Right. So the whale had eaten a dodgy prawn.
Yeah, or maybe a kebab that just didn't sit well. At the end of a good night. She asked her neighbours for some help with the oval-shaped find. Sarah Porn, was the lady, was shocked to be told the substance was whale vomit, known as ambergris.
Yeah. What do you have it with? Chips?
I would think you slice it up, Paul. 12 inches wide and 24 inches long, and it's worth £186,500. So when the lockdowns, I'm up to Hunstanton, mate, because I'm going to try. There must be whale vomit up there.
I think you could maybe entice it. Maybe get some dodgy crabs and dodgy prawns. Wait till the end of the day at the fish stall on Stanton. Wait till the crabs are going off, and just get them cheap, and then get your fishing rod out for the whales and entice a bit of whale vomit.
Do you know why it's worth the money it's worth?
No, I don't.
It's used in the perfume industry.
Wow.
They put some stuff in perfume.
People want to smell of whale vomit.
I think so, yeah.
They must stink bad in the first place then, mustn't they?
There must be you're wearing the great smell of whale vomit.
Whale vomit for you.
Whale vomit for the woman who doesn't want to try even a bit. Right. So anyway, so whale vomit, if you find any whale vomit listeners, take it to your local whale vomit expert, and you could maybe help with the whole perfume industry.
Listen, I've got a couple of stories left, so I'm going to whip through them quick, because one thing that got my interest this week was Pontins, who were blacklisting people. Did you see that? They were blacklisting undesirable guests, banning customers with 40 common Irish surnames in a bid to stop traveller families booking holidays there. So if you were called Boyle, Doherty, Gallagher, Murphy, anything like that, oh, for sure. You were all barred by Pontins. You couldn't go in, and a whistleblower reported them. So they've been found guilty by the Human Rights Commission. But it's bad news, Ronnie.
Yes.
Bad news for the film industry. I don't know if you know this, because the latest Train Spotting film was due to be filmed at Pontin's Gaff in Prestatyn.
Yes.
The boys all fall on hard times, can't afford to go to Butlins. That was the sort. But Danny Boyle can't get in.
Gone. Yeah.
Can't get in.
Yeah.
And even bigger, the Oasis reunion, it's off.
It's off. Gallagher.
It's off. The Gallagher brothers. So they were meant
Nolan Liam. Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
They were meant to come back. It was all hush-hush secret. They were going to play Camber Sands, Pontins.
Oh, that's a great venue.
And unfortunately, it's not going to happen. It's all gone. They're barred. They can't go in. If you're Irish, you got no chance.
That's
no
appalling.
chance of getting in there.
Oh, that's appalling. Well, I thought Pontins have a look at themselves.
They really ought to.
And if I was working for Pontins and I had a name, an Irish name, I'd think, is it my turn to go then?
Yeah, and you'll appreciate that because you've been barred from many a place, haven't you?
Yeah, there's a couple. Funny enough, there is a couple of Butlins I've been barred for as well.
And I just wanted to, if I could, before we go, Ronnie, because I know time's getting on, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Anyway, before we go, I just wanted to talk about supermarkets because, I know there's a lot of people working in there and, throughout the pandemic, and they've been doing a great job. And thank you very much for being at the tills and all that sort of stuff. But I've had a couple of dodgy experiences in the last week with supermarket stormtroopers, Ronnie. I don't know if you've seen these.
No, is this a new thing? Is it? Did you get it with extra points?
No. It's just people where power has gone to their head and they're stood at the front of the supermarket as you walk in. I don't know if you've seen them. They count you in and count you out and that sort of thing.
Yes, yes.
And I went to the co-op the other day and they've got a one-way system on the floor, which I try and adhere to.
Yeah, very safe, nice.
But I noticed as I was walking in that the woman at the front, whose power had gone to her head, she was following me. So as I went round the corner, I was supposed to go straight on, but I spotted the strawberries 2 feet into the wrong way down the aisle thing.
On the left?
So I thought, on the left.
Yeah.
So if I big step, I can reach, pull them back. And as I stepped to go 2 feet the wrong way, she came round the corner, just bobbed her head and went, "Hey, it's a one-way system in here, mate."
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you not flash your minor major celebrity card?
No. And I couldn't. I was told in no uncertain circumstances I couldn't step 2 feet into the aisle because I had to follow the one-way system. I must go all the way around the cauliflowers, past the margarine, and come up next to the cucumbers.
That's appalling at somebody your age and fitness.
Yeah, and that's what I had to do. Yeah, and she followed me all the way around the co-op. I could see her looking slyly, through the shredded wheat.
That reminds me of a lovely game I used to play as well when I was bored, was actually follow security guards around the supermarket. It's quite a fun thing to do, just to follow them and try and let them not know that you're there. So it's fun. I used to play it with the boys. Let's see who can do it. And we
used to do a similar thing where we used to try and work out who the store detective was.
Yes.
We used to try and fool them by pretending to put stuff in our bags. We used to sort of go around. She's been in here more than half an hour. She's not bought anything. No, store detective. Let's wind her up and let's pretend to nick stuff. That was a good game. Hours of fun.
We were happy. We were happy. Could leave the back door open and still get our stuff nicked. Happy days. Days. Well, listeners, you can contact us. Always leave a message on the Anchor FM. If you've got a topic you think's much more interesting than what we talk about, and that wouldn't be hard, then if you'd like to invent a game for us as well, because I'm looking forward to playing Cop Busters next week, which sounds like a fun.
How are we going to play that? We've got to work out the format because I don't want I don't want any dangerous swinging.
No, I think it'll be done. But you'll have to draw, Paul, and you have to give me clues. Me clues. So we'll do that. If you'd like to email me, it's ronnie@ronniebarber.co.uk or paul@psmedia.org.uk, or contact the big fella or me on the Twitter or the Facebook as well. And if you want to join my Wokey, if you're a Wokey and you want to be a bit more wokey, and not like him upsetting people with their pajamas.
I'm fighting for tradition. I'm against bastardization.
Crikey, that's nearly a dozen mentions. Crikey, what come over you there with that? You've decided, haven't you?
I've got to go. Listen, I've got work to do here, mate. I've got to go. I've got to go and help Judy with her debris.